What's up, Lynn? It's working. What's up, Brendan? Give me a sec. Hop on. One moment. That's not letting me turn on my video. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we'll give it a couple more seconds for Micah.
Okay.
How's everyone doing otherwise?
Doing well. How about you?
Pretty good. Preamps, we got Pete Martin of Votum coming out later today for a workshop MEBC is doing, so I'm pretty hyped about that.
So today, this is the front end, correct?
Yeah, honestly, this is going to be the easiest of any of them to set up. Most likely, you'll be able to download it and run it pretty much instantly. We are going to take a quick look at Netlify, but we're not going to do any of the stuff that we would do. I think we've got that slated for tomorrow. We're not going to do any of the more detailed stuff with Netlify. Pop up in Slack.
Okay.
But yeah, essentially what we're trying to do today is just get it downloaded and run it and mess around a little bit, see what it looks like. So. Just wondering, what environments do you all develop in? Do you just use your local machine generally?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
I use like the. Okay. So is Netlify, that's just like what you use to run the web application?
No.
Or what exactly?
Our stack is for the web application. I'm gonna go through like all of it, including not just like the JavaScript, HTML, that kind of stuff. We have AWS server that is running Apache, and we have a GitHub integration that will pull the master branch of website, build it, and deploy it to Apache. So that's how it's actually hosted. As for the content itself, or the website itself, it is a Gatsby JS, which is just React essentially. There's some fun stuff with Gatsby, but we'll get into that a little more later. And beyond that, the only other big integration right now is Netlify. What you would normally do is you would hard code all of your content just into pages in like I guess it's not HTML, it's JSX, which is React's HTML markup. So normally, if you wanted to like write out a bunch of like, I don't know, let's take the team page for the website. We wanted to have 9 different team entries, 9 different people. We would have to hard code every single part, like the image. We would require the source 9 times. For each of them, we would have a different title. And instead, what we're trying to do with Netlify is, first off, we're programmatically generating them instead of hard coding them. So we have markdown files. Readme.md is a markdown, but in general, markdown is super popular. And we're storing the content of the website for each of these parts in those markdown files. And then on top of that, we may want to mutate the website or add an entry to the website. And in that case, Netlify will let us do that. And if we have everything configured correctly, then it will automatically render that web page. So again, we're not gonna demonstrate that today. Again, we're just trying to get the website built. This is not be a super long meeting. And I'm not seeing Micah. So I'm thinking we just start off. So yeah, so the first thing is to make sure that everyone has access to GitHub. I think the GitHub website is, or the website repo should be public. So even if for some reason you weren't enrolled, you should have access to it. But here, just in case, is it.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and open up. Cannot share screen. All right, I cannot share screen on this computer. Looks good. All right, I'm sorry for the wait. I'm gonna go grab my laptop from downstairs and join on again.
Okay.
Meanwhile, just try to take that and clone it onto your own local machine, which I think both of you know how to do. So just go ahead and do that. I'll be back in like 20 seconds. It's booting up. Then the thing we're gonna do after that is pretty much build it. And then if it builds quickly, we're just gonna run through really quickly some of the components that go into a Gatsby project, just so you'll understand kind of what's going on. I'm not gonna go super in depth, but
so you said we also we have to download something called Krona. What exactly was that?
Called what?
Or I thought you said we have to download something, or right before
yeah.
you left.
Oh, so what you want to do is you want to go in your terminal and do.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to check on my laptop.
All right, I'm in the terminal right now.
Okay. So just go to wherever you want to save it, and then that command I dropped in the chat.
Okay. All right, so I'm still kind of learning GitHub, but so is this basically just copying like I'm making a local repository on my computer or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. My screen is supposedly connecting. I don't know why it's not actually. So yeah, once you have that, the next thing you want to do is cd into it and run npmi. Again, I'm trying to join so I can show you, but it's going a little slow.
Okay. So I'm almost done.
You've used, have you used Node Package Manager ever before?
Not really, no. I'm not too familiar with it.
Okay, I'm assuming, Lynn, you've used it.
I actually downloaded it, and I think I used it for the truffle one.
Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, now perfect. So I can more make co-host. Okay, now I've got my switch. So I can actually run through it. I'm on. So for any of these, you pretty much just grab it. If you do not have your SSH key in, which again is in the SSH-key gen, if you already have one, it's gonna oh, y.pub. Okay, yeah. So if I do SSH-key gen, there it goes. So that already exists, so I don't want to overwrite it. You can do cat. Grab that string right there. And again, if you can't find it at this file or at this URL, then you need to run this command until it gives you this. But then you take that, settings, SSH and GPG keys. Yeah, freaking a lot of these. New SSH key, drop it in here. And then from then on, sometimes the SSH will work. Like if it's a public repo, it might just work anyways. Otherwise, if it's private, you're going to need to use that, but you can use HTTPS as well if you don't feel like going through all of that. But it will get a little burdensome to keep using HTTPS all the time. So, all right, so I'm gonna work in here because in the playground I actually have a website already. So git clone. Jeez, what is taking this so long?
All right, so I do have, what was that?
Sorry, I was just saying, I think it's going along because of the images. What were you going to say?
Okay, so I do have like a public key in my GitHub account, but do I need like to make a new one for every project okay.
No, if you already have it, you're good.
Okay. And then, so do I have to like copy it into the MU blockchain, or does it already recognize that I have the key?
That key is associated with your GitHub account, and if your GitHub account is associated with a project or that project is public, you should be fine.
Okay.
So did you try to run git clone and did it work?
It's apparently still going. I have never seen this before. I'll be honest, this is the worst I've seen it go. Am I connected to the right Wi-Fi? Oh, that would probably be it. All right, I'm just gonna let it run because it seems like it's almost wrapping up. So this kind of gets into something that on the back end we would probably touch later. Is the Git LFS. We need to eventually have like we're using GraphQL a lot. We want to have a GraphQL backend server that will process not only all of the large data queries that we're making, as well as store or take a look at the cached data we have on the blockchain so that it goes really quickly. But yeah, this is obnoxious. But if it worked for you, the next thing you would do is NPMI. And if you don't know, while we wait for that, if you don't know what NPMI does, what it does is it takes a look at all of the files that are right here, all of the packages that are right here, and it installs every single one with the specified version into so every single file in here is either a dependency we specified here or a dependency of the dependency that we specified here.
Okay.
All right, so that's done. So we go on a website, npmi. And again, now this is going through all of the packages we installed.
Okay.
So this is not something that you need to be concerned with, but this is something I need to be concerned with. This right here is essentially saying that we ran this. It is going to say that some of these packages, essentially, there are they're pretty much all security advisories, as they call them, but pretty much there is just some way that the current implementation of these packages can be exploited. But for our purposes, again, that doesn't matter for you. So now that we've got that done, last step, we're not using npm run start. And this is going to just build the entire thing.
Okay. We just wait one more second. I think my npm I is almost done.
That looks like it just failed.
Yeah, I think mine fails as well.
Okay. Not query. Markdown. All right, so that still probably actually works, or no? When I open it up, it's gonna say failed, isn't it? Where did this fail? Okay, so that fix this really quickly. What we can do is, sorry, I thought this was fixed. I worked on this last night. What we can do is components, schedule role. Where are you? Okay, new file. Yeah, I'm completely hacking this together real quick. Date. Then date. Well, date. Description. This. All right. So now if I ran this again. So essentially what it was getting mad about was that it was looking. Getting mad that it couldn't query any schedule entry. So now that we put a schedule entry in there, it's actually going to work. So yeah, it looks like that works. Let me get status. Get that. Okay. So now what everyone else should be able to run is git pull, which is git pull like that. And it will get the update that I just pushed. Now if you do npm start. Yeah, it looks like that 100% works. Awesome. So now that we have it up, there it is. So this is not exactly configured correctly. That's not the point. The point is that now all of this is accessible and we can mess around with it. I'm pretty sure this, in this PR right here also work. So that's pretty much between now and like 6 p.m. That's what I'm working on. Sorry about that, train. I'm gonna mute myself real quick. All right, that should be better. Okay, so that's just running it. I do really quickly want to break down the structure of this entire repository again, so that everyone knows what's going on. Package.json, we obviously know. Package lock.json and yarn lock are the same thing, pretty much. I like using yarn better than npm, but npm is a little more common, so that's why that's there. Technically, you're not supposed to have both. Yeah.
So what is the package lock and the yarn? What do those do?
So when you're building your software, you may be able to get it to compile with all these different packages. But 2 years from now, there could be some like breaking changes that come out in, I don't know, version 2.0 of Gatsby plugin font awesome CSS.
Mm-hmm.
That change might make it impossible for this code to compile. So what a lock file does is it locks the version of the dependency. Every single time, like if I were to go if I did, and you can see right now, there's no package lock, npm I. It doesn't take forever because node modules is there. Yeah, right now it's just checking. So now that package lock file is back again. And again, what it's doing is it's just specifying dependencies, the version, where you find it. Pretty much it is a reference to every single piece of code that your code uses. Personally, I've never run into an issue where a package lock solved what I was trying to do. I almost always, I'm like in the habit of deleting package lock pretty frequently. As soon as I get like a new package, I delete it and re-update it. But it's not super important. But again, I'm just trying to walk through all of it. I'm also going to show Gatsby browser and Gatsby server-side rendering. I have not, we don't have any use for this yet. This we'll probably get to semi-soon. This we will probably not touch in the entire tenure of this like semester or even year. Server-side rendering is really cool, really powerful, beyond the scope of what we're trying to do. Honestly, I can delete this. I'm gonna leave the browser though, because we'll probably touch that. The two that are important are Gatsby config and Gatsby node. So a large part of how useful Gatsby is there are all these plugins that do stuff for you. And these plugins come from, when I want to add a plugin, it comes from here. So every single plugin that's mentioned is also mentioned here. Then if there are no configurations to it, you just drop them in right there, and you can access the package within your own code. You can use it pretty much. I don't want to say like magic, but it's just there whenever you need it. But sometimes there are more deliberate configurations you want to make. So in that case, you have to do a long form declaration of it, in which case you do resolve, and then you do the options, and it specifies everything. So you can have plugins for your plugins. But pretty much, like this just specifies directories that we want to be using. This is for SEO. This allows us to mutate images to be the right size. Same with this. And this configures the Netlify CMS, and that's pretty much it. Gatsby node. Oh shoot! This says it's going to end in 10 minutes. If it does, just hop back on. I'm pretty sure actually I'm just going to go ahead and buy the Zoom subscription in the next 3 days or so. It's getting obnoxious. So Gatsby node, how this works is we're making GraphQL pages for all of the query all of the markdown files that we want to be as separate pages. So if I go over here, are you serious? Great. Okay. Look here. All right. Very broken, but it still shows essentially what I'm trying to show off. So this is a separate URL. This is its own page, right? That was rendered dynamically based off the content. You can see it's disgusting. This is like part of the reason we're going through this is because later it will be not a big task, it would be relatively small, but one of the important tasks will be configuring this so that when it renders, it doesn't look disgusting like it does right now. Point being, though, we can specify certain things and have it. Gosh, my mic just fell. Oh god. We can specify certain things and have it dynamically rendered. Sorry, I screwed my mic back in. Please stay. All right, that's gonna be good enough. Okay. Does that really have to stay? All right. Well, I'm gonna hold this. You all can hear me, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can hear you well.
Okay. So Gatsby node, if we take a little bit more of a look at it, what's happening is we are making a query here, and what this does is it is sorting by all of the files in source/markdown/blog. So we know that all of the files we're getting are blogs, so we can, from this result, blog result, we can operate it on it without any fear of accidentally throwing other stuff into it, as long as what we have in here is just only blogs. And then since the only thing we're doing is just specifying, like, again, all Gatsby node is used for is for creating and in GraphQL. Brendan, I'm not sure how far along you are. Lynn, I know you've done some significant data abstractions and algorithms type work, so you're aware of how graphs work with edges and nodes and stuff.
Yep, kind of.
So pretty much you can do some really cool stuff where you add data to each node in your graph. Again, it's pretty much traversing all of this data as like if Markdown is a node, then there are the edges, blog, carousel, and schedule. So you can traverse it like that, and you can add stuff to it. Like if you want to predefine slugs, you can do that. But we're not. Again, we're still in kind of like more nascent implementation. So all we do is once we've got those two queries, we check to make sure that the queries worked, and then if they do, this one's actually the correct one. I think that's probably why it's not working actually. If we got rid of that, it would work. Blog path. Okay, so then we basically just take blog path, which is node.frontmatter.path. So node comes from blog result, and then for each, that's self-explanatory. So for every single result we have, we're just creating a new page. And we take blog path. In Gatsby, there are something called templates, and that lets you pass in a page query, which is that for each would be that query. And then all the data in that query is inserted into the template and is used to create it. So that's how, like this right here is rendered from a template. That's Gatsby node and Gatsby config. So that's pretty much all that. Static, this is mainly here just for Netlify. We won't talk about this too much because, again, this is going to be saved for the Netlify meeting tomorrow, but this is pretty much where we do, this is where we store all the images, and this is where we configure the actual Netlify backend. Anything missing? Public is just where it's built. .github, this is where we keep our CI. So right here, this is actually how it deploys to the mebc.io website. Right now, if you look on the GitHub, that right there means that it failed to deploy. But that's how we automate our deployment of new versions. Cache is, again, something for Gatsby. And then, so we've gone over kind of all the peripheral files, and then the rest of it's just source. You know, it's not super crazy. Everything you put in pages is accessible as an actual page. So you can go to like whatever /blog, whatever /privacy, or mebc.io/blog/leadership team. Whatever you define here is accessible as a separate page. So Gatsby does that automatically for you. Not super hard to do if you know React, but certainly makes your life easier anyways. All the components are here. We can take a look at this for an example of how content is rendered outside of a template. And then you can also just take a look at what a template looks like right here. So, and the final thing, just again to show it off. Oh. All right, well, you know what? If you go to admin, oh, wow. Okay, this is really cool, actually. This is kind of working. All right, and you can see pretty much all of the content you have. Like this is on mebc.io, I believe. mebc.io. Image one, whoops. All right, yeah, I really need to fix this. But yeah, like all this stuff is accessible, and we'll get into it in the next meeting, but you pretty much just target it right from there. So that's pretty much it. If you guys don't have questions, that is completely, fine, and you guys can hop off, but now we can kind of dig more into it as well, if there's anything you guys want to go over.
Okay. So after I ran the projects in the terminal, so how do I access the website locally?
Localhost 8000 in your web browser.
Okay. Is that, so just look, is it /8 or :8000?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see it. And then, so basically what I'll be doing is just like editing the code and then running it and seeing if it works, right? Okay.
And React as a whole, but Gatsby included, I think, you can make changes to the code base, press save, and the server will, or the local host server, mind you, will try to redeploy automatically. And you don't even have to stop and then restart your build. But if stuff isn't working, then that's pretty much the solution. If you're trying to rely on like the rebuild thing, you just have to go to. If you're doing this,